Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. Yeah. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Show those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Just trap, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad. Let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Show those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad,
yeah, I see you.
Trap squad, just trap.
It's a go, baby. It's a go. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Boys, girls, squirrels, kangaroos, Negroes, Negroettes, whatever you consider yourself, non-gender conforming, non-title conforming individuals. You are watching another episode of Clickbaity Thirst Trap. You are now joined. You are now rocking with the best, and I am joined by Marcus Farrell. And I'm joined by my brother from another mother, the other half of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap, Mondale Robinson. What's good, baby?
What's popping, boy?
Boy, that boy on Team Jordan now. That boy on team.
Watch out now. Watch out
on Team Jordan. Now, listen. If y'all know me, y'all know I'm a sneakerhead, right? I mean, like, it's actually kind of ridiculous at this point. So I've actually been tasked by people very close to me to stop buying, sneakers and Jordans. And I do have shoes, but my thing is, like, you should be comfortable. But I want to give a shout out to Mondale Robinson because I've been trying to do this for over a year, and it's been hard, but my baby's all grown up nice. Mondale, with the first pair, was the first pair of Jordans? This is your first pair?
It's my first pair of Jordans, bro.
Oh, we don't do Jordan advertisements because black people get shot over them. But can we see your J's? Can we see the new J's? No. Come on, man. Blow! Wow, he got them Travis Scotts. That's what I'm talking about. He spent your whole check. Whole check.
Oh, no, I didn't. Got the hookup. Anybody know money? Got the hookup.
We would like to welcome Dimitri OG, first time viewer
on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. Welcome. Why have I seen you before, Dimitri? Is that Dimitri was the first time? He's the first timer?
He is.
Okay, well, welcome to the party, Dimitri. You will definitely enjoy what you see from us. I just got one reminder before I give it over to you. White folks, y'all ain't gonna leave us. I know y'all keep trying to leave us. Y'all building spaceships and y'all build suburbs, and then y'all come back to the neighborhood, try to kick us out of the neighborhood y'all left. White folks, y'all cannot leave us. Y'all made a blood pact in the 1400s, the 1500s, and the 1600s when you gathered our ancestors that we are forever tied together on this planet, right? Now, y'all could have left us alone, right? But your ancestors were lazy. Some of y'all ancestors were lazy. And if y'all consider this critical race theory, this is a factual thing. You guys decided to do this international slave trade thing, right? And y'all use us as the people, right? So do me a favor, stop acting like you gotta open up a restaurant in Buckhead and thinking that we're not gonna go into it because we're gonna go into it. Stop thinking that you're gonna start a new neighborhood and we ain't gonna be there because we're gonna be there. Stop thinking that you're gonna have your own spaceship and leave us behind because this ain't no goddamn 1980s sci-fi movie. We gonna be there. What's good,
or you could just say, stop trying to build your own spaceship because only Black women mind took you to the moon in the first place. So
come on now, again.
So I mean, if you really want to talk about it, y'all celebrate the astronaut that was walking on the moon, not the motherfuckers that sent them there. That's a whole nother story, though.
Right. We know how to get there. We know how to get there. If y'all think that we don't have enough resources, and that'll be the first time that Black America, not the first time, but one of the few times that Black America, Black diaspora, literally spends all their money on the same thing. We will build our own ship to follow you to tell, and it'll be better. It'll have better food on it. Matter of fact, y'all know y'all can't leave us behind because y'all are not gonna be able to get our food. Y'all are gonna. It's gonna be the lamest spaceship on the planet if y'all leave Black folks behind, and y'all know that. Brothers and sisters on TikTok decided, you know what? We're not gonna create anything anymore. We're not gonna do any more dances. We're not doing anything until y'all pay us the same amount of money that y'all pay the white content creators, because even TikTok is a thing that y'all can't leave us behind with. And you're not really leaving us behind. We're actually innovators, right? So I don't know if you guys know this, but the TikTok creators have decided that they are not rocking and rolling the same way anymore. This is not on script, guys, but it is what it is because it just popped up in my head. And now if you go on TikTok, and I don't know if we can later on we can find this video. I know we kind of went off track, Dwayne, but if you go on TikTok now and you look at some of the content creation that is coming with the new songs, child, the dance lessons are necessary. The creativity is gone, and TikTok has become a very strange place without Black creators. So shout out to the solidarity for the young Black folks on TikTok that are deciding that we are not doing anything without fair pay. And it kind of goes into the conversation that me and Dwayne were having earlier, Mondale, and I'll let you jump in on this real quick. And the conversation is Black folks don't get paid the same and don't get the same kind of respect. And the algorithms don't work for us the same on these platforms. They literally build algorithms that stop us from getting the same amount of views that they do for white folks. And these very savvy white progressives have done a really good job in like monetizing their algorithms and making the right titles. But if we say something like Black liberation, YouTube will shut it down. Facebook will shut it down, right? You gotta ask yourself why, right? Mondale, what do you think is behind that, bro?
I mean, I think racism is behind it. If you consider the fact that, well, let me speak on the TikTok shit first because it's funny. I think it's absolutely lovely that Black TikTokers are on strike, especially since they created this damn platform. It's been, white people getting famous for doing shit that Black people did on the app, and also it's our culture. So I think that's wonderful. And always when people and workers or creators are striking over their art or their product, it's always a wonderful it's a wonderful thing for me. Not that they're striking, because if justice was prevailing, they wouldn't have to fucking strike. They would just be rewarded for what they created. But the fact that people are willing to stand up for what's theirs is beautiful. Here's what I say, bro. Call a spade a spade. Motherfuckers just need to stop joking about the fact that the world is anti-Black, bro. And the world is anti-Black because of what you said. You call it a blood pact, I call it fucking greed. Whatever it was, white people are at the root of this shit, and it's absolutely disgusting. And if you are in the chat right now, you say anything about not all white people, you are part of the fucking problem. We know it's not all white people, but we're talking about the ones that created it. So not all white people were slave masters, but all white people benefited from that shit. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, man, I mean, let's go through this. We should have a segment called Real Race Theory. Let's go through it real quick. I mean, there hasn't been a moment in American history that Black folks didn't get copied. I got the first one. Y'all ready for it? There's a brother named Crispus Attucks. That's right. I go back to him a lot. Crispus Attucks said, we want war. Crispus Attucks fired off a shot that started the Revolutionary War, and the white folks followed. So the irony of this is less than 200 years later, less than 400 years later, there was a war, the war of all wars, World War II, that, literally it was white folks trying to fight white folks, and they had a hard time trying to literally, decide whether they want to allow Black people to have guns and serve justice and freedom. Only after we serve honorably to come back to this country and not get served all of the privileges that the white soldiers had coming back from war. And I heard one stat that got me recently, Mondale, and that stat is like, for every 100 VA loans given out to white folks, only 3 were given out to black folks in suburban areas. So the government and the banks literally worked together to make sure that that integration didn't even happen after we all served together and fought. And that's proof enough alone to know that reparations, Rep 1, is needed. But I do believe that do we have that clip of white TikTok without us? We're just gonna watch this in silence.
Give us 1 more minute.
Okay. Yeah, they said give him 1 more minute. When that pops up, we'll let you know. But there hasn't been many moments in American history that we can. And if you think about it, and I want y'all to really think about it, this is just across the board, man. Like the Kardashians, like Living Single in comparison to Friends. And Friends is just a whack ass show, and Living Single was actually funny. Like you know what I mean? We can't have nothing. So I don't understand how y'all plan on leaving us behind. Because yes, and I do think that there is a certain segment of white America that just wants not to even say segregated, but to leave us, the black community, behind, right? So it's Trap Squad. Who out there lives in a diverse neighborhood of black and whites? I'd like to see that. How many neighborhoods you know of that's really truly diverse?
It's very few. I mean, America was designed to be not truly diverse. It never has been, right? Even when segregation supposedly ended, it wasn't segregation. It was just brain drain on black people and black communities. People that could afford to go live with the white folk left. And then the white folk came back and kicked out the poor people
right,
and made it
like it's amazing. Like the most biggest in Atlanta.
How inner city become now these spaces for fucking Trader Joe's and Wegmans and shit like that, and black people are not invited. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The entire time we were in the inner city, you couldn't find fucking grocery stores. I think we should hold these corporations accountable for this shit too. Like, if you went in the community 2-3 years before gentrification, you should be called a part of the fucking problem as well. If you can bring fresh food to white people in the inner city, then you should damn sure do it for black people as well.
Right.
Oh, the whole system's corrupt.
Yo, I mean the fresh markets. Like, I shop at Whole Foods. I also shop at Seven Nanda. Shout out to Seven Nanda, the black co-op that is in Atlanta, Georgia, that serves some of the freshest, best food in the middle of the hood. A slowly gentrifying hood, but yet in the middle of the hood. Shout out to all the co-ops. Shout out to Danny Glover and his agri-hood in Macon, Georgia, and the work that he's been doing down there for years. And basically, you got to wonder. Like, I go into Whole Foods. And I go into Whole Foods. I mean, guys, I'm fully black. Me and Mondale, I know Mondale's like this too. We are fully black at all times. And that means that you're not going to catch us like trying to like act or dress a way that's acceptable to the white community almost ever, especially for me personally, since the pandemic, when we started doing things like, Zoom meetings and Zoom calls, and I don't have to show up in your office. Man, if you catch me in a suit and tie right now, it's because of church, not because I'm trying to impress some donor or somebody rich. Because to be honest with you, at this point, yes, there is a place that we have to, make sure that we look good and present ourselves well. But also, you got to realize that some of this stuff is a construct to make sure that you reaching the whiteness. And I go into Whole Foods, wholly black. The J's, the T-shirt, ripped up jeans. You know what I mean? Not too tight, because I'm still not ready for the super tight jeans yet. But, and you still have a feeling of it's in the middle of your neighborhood. Yeah, you got a feeling that you don't belong there.
Well, I mean, shit, they weren't designed for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I think we got that clip. Let's just, we're doing this clip without music because, we don't have copyrights, but Check out white TikTok.
Wait, is their response to thought shit? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There's white people trying to create TikTok videos to that thought shit. There's a couple black people that did some funny ass videos. Like they acted they were going, like some creators that have been creating dances. They acted they were gonna do a dance. And like,
that's my favorite one right there. His reaction was everything.
We got this audio.
Bro.
Listen to this.
That TikTok dances and TikTok trends aren't entirely stolen from black women, because a black woman has yet to give a dance to this song. And
yeah, I don't hear the song.
Hear me out. Megan says, hands on my knees, shaking ass on my thought shit. And the white women said, the instructions are right there.
If we don't get y'all started the right way, this
wait. Epic. Epic. That's all I'm saying. Epic. But I think listen. She said,
hey, but didn't they get that dance from old girl? What's your girl's name?
They ain't got that one. They can't. That's the problem.
No, I'm saying, but even when they don't have anything, they go back to that was from and when I think of it, Deep in the Forest, whatever. Off in the thick of it. Off in the thick of it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was from Lizzo. They actually copied Lizzo. That's what I don't think a lot of people see. When Lizzo did her thing off of the thick of it, she walked away like that right there.
It gets even worse.
So even when they don't have anything, they're still copying us.
What'd you say, bro?
Well, it gets even worse because there was a dude who he was basically protesting, and he was saying, and he puts up the middle finger. We got the clip of that too.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
And then they end up copying him too. And it's
that's my favorite one. He literally he didn't create a dance. He said, "Psych, this app don't give a fuck about black people." Yeah, and then they literally started doing what he did, like as if it was the dance to the song.
Yeah, I think we about to run it.
That's how tragic it is.
Hey, when we got that clip, I want to see that because I haven't seen that one yet. But I mean, and guess what? They get monetized.
Listen, I think, but here's who else is at fault at this. This is the music industry too. Like the music industry use these black TikTokers videos, or they create these songs. Black TikTokers create dance, and they create fucking energy around these songs. You know what I'm saying? So like there ain't no people going to the studios to the radios anymore, paying DJs to play songs over and over. Like the old days, you got black TikTokers creating viral videos on dances and not getting any fucking credit for it. Even when New York Times talked about a viral video, they gave white creators the credit for the dance when it was some 14-year-old little black girl from Atlanta. So right. So I mean, like the industry got something to do with this shit too. So I'm super.
Yeah, I mean, well, we gotta just be there. Okay, listen. First off, hey, white Squirrel Gang, our white brothers and sisters from Squirrel Gang, we love y'all. This ain't really about y'all. So I want to make sure I say this when I say this properly with a little caveat before I say it. They ain't really invent nothing. If we talk about organizing, they created new words for things that we did in church. If we talk about I want to get back on music real quick because I watched This Is Pop this weekend on Netflix. And the first one that they show is Boyz II Men. And Boyz II Men, like, there was a period of time where Boyz II Men, End of the Road, like Boyz II Men went back to back, like #1 hits, and all you could do was hear Boyz II Men on the radio, and they didn't, and it's not like they ever came out with it. Like Michael Bivins, shout out to that brother, man. Michael Bivins is a damn genius. He was in two of the most amazing groups himself, and then he produced one of the most amazing music groups of all time, right? You know, Boyz II Men, BBD, and then he produced, New Edition, BBD, and then he produced Boyz II Men,
and ABC.
And he decided, and what the white music industry and the white executives decided to do, create NSYNC. Now, I'm just gonna give my personal opinion on this. Every single song that NSYNC made sounded like, or Backstreet Boys, pretty much all of them, Old Town, whatever, sounded like Boyz II Men. And so now we don't need y'all black asses coming in over here on pop because, you know, because Boys to Men came out the gate and they were #1 on the R&B charts. And back in our day, they had an R&B and pop charts. And they were #1 on both of them simultaneously the day that they came out. In comparison, but I don't think the white music executives wanted that. So they decided to elevate all the white boy bands. And I mean, some of them were talented. I mean, I think one of the best songs ever made was Gone by Justin Timberlake. Besides that, pretty much everything else was a ripoff. Yeah, I just called out the 90s.
You can make Backstreet Boys fan kill you.
I mean, they ain't watching my show right now. So what the
shit me? I bet you some fans in the audience. I bet you shit me.
Backstreet's back. All right. Boom, down, down, down. Listen, you want to get in some some news, man?
Hey,
yes,
you better chill before they hit you with that copyright.
I'm trying to.
Hey, right?
It don't matter. He was in a different notes. He good.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm that goddamn good, if I'm that good,
he was in a different key.
Yeah, it was in a different key. I can't sing key.
It was in off. He was in a key of off.
You sound like them people that's been re-recording their songs so they can get their masters.
Yeah,
back.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift actually is recording all her first 6 fucking albums right now because she don't own the masters. So she's about to. This is a fucking genius move if you ask me. I know it takes a lot of fucking time, but she's going back in the studio recording all of her shit because she don't own those masters. Her first 6 albums, and now what she's gonna do is. Who the fuck's gonna tell Taylor Swift they're not gonna play her version? They're gonna play the other ones when she's calling at their ass or getting in their throat. So every time a commercial ad or somebody try to use her fucking masters, she can just shut that company down with her fans. Be like, listen, they're not using the one I own. They're using the one the corporation owns.
So you got Boys to Men, and you got like the white boy bands. You got black women. And then you got the Kardashians. Y'all just try to take air. Y'all even take our dudes.
So
Marcus,
this is not a pop culture show, and I know why now. Marcus is gonna get us killed, so we can just go ahead and go into the news. Marcus, talk me about some politics. What's good, bro? Fuck,
I'm having a tough time this morning, Mondale.
Obviously.
I'm not having a good. It's not easy.
Well, fuck it. If we're gonna be bad people, can somebody tell me why Nicki Minaj believe it's okay to come at Michael B. Jordan about his fucking rum company being named Juve? Can we talk about this? Am I fucking missing something? And I know it's not in our news, but I'm a little confused by her calling this. Cultural appropriation because he's not of Caribbean descent. Do you know how many motherfuckers go celebrate Carnival and Juve that ain't of Caribbean descent? You know how many motherfuckers put on paint all over the world? There's a picture of fucking Carnival in England, and Adele was dressed like a fucking Jamaican green tree. I'm confused. So somebody, I just need somebody to help me understand why he had to change his Juvert, and because she said it was cultural appropriation because he's not of Caribbean descent.
So we actually talked about this a little bit on I think it was Friday that we talked or not Friday, Thursday of last week that we talked about this, and so for like one, so I think it's actually pronounced because I was confused too. It's pronounced Juve.
Juve. There you go.
And anybody can correct me in the comment section if need be. But basically, and I've always maintained this that it's to me it crosses the line of cultural appropriation when you're profiting off of something. So if he's not from Trinidad, and he's using this name, and I think even on the filing they had for it, it was that there's no like cultural meaning or there's no like something meaning to this. Like they literally said that in the filing, acting as if it's not already a thing. So I think that people were like, well, damn, you could have asked somebody from, Trinidad, hey, is this something that we can use? And it was like, there's no consultation. There was no nothing about it.
So So Tunde, I hear you, but here's my question. Here's the irony and the fucking funny part. So did she cross the line in culture appropriation because she makes her money off rap?
Yeah, no. I see where you're going, and what I'm saying is I agree with you because it's about consistency, right? It's about everybody being consistent about culture appropriation. That you're not just going to call culture appropriation when, like, so for instance, I was saying like dreadlocks, right? Like there are a lot of black dudes running around with dreadlocks, but don't know anything about Rastafarian culture, you know.
But did Rastafarian start locks? No, they didn't. No, they absolutely did. They absolutely did not start locks, bro. Like so. Like I mean, no offense to my Rastafarian brothers, but that's a hard pass for me.
Okay, yeah, then I might be mistaken in terms of what I knew to be the originators of it. But even so, what I'm saying is there are a lot of people doing a lot of shit that they don't know how it originated, but we let it pass because they're black. And I think that's what they thought they were going to do with Michael B. Jordan in this case. Is like, oh, he's black, so it just lines up that he's gonna he can use Juve, but.
Hey man, my thing is this. It's very simple. Don't talk, because the same people talking trash right now are the same people who always scream diaspora. You can't, if you say that, you are no longer to get mad at, you can no longer get mad at ADOS. Y'all can't have them both. Y'all can't scream diaspora in one sentence, and then the next sentence you go and scream, well, you're culturally appropriating it. I thought we were all black. Nah, y'all getting a little too woke. See, what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna complain about in one side of your mouth. Okay, well, everybody's owed reparations. Okay, well, we are a black diaspora. Okay, you need to care and learn about our cultures outside of Black America that we do on this show. We do, but on the same token, you can't do that and then scream out the other side of your mouth, Michael B. Jordan is culturally appropriate. So you mean tell me you can't have Black Panther and Juve? I thought we were a diaspora. I thought we all respected each other's. Nah, bruh. So that needs to be done. I don't know. That's my opinion on it. You can't do both.
I was just taken aback. I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. Yeah, I don't know. Because to me, I mean, is it a Trinidadian fucking rum? Is the rum made in Trinidad?
No, but I think it's the idea that they're marketing it as if it is, right. They're saying like, but is it profiting for anybody who is from Trinidad or is it?
No, I mean, the reason I asked is because I'm trying to figure out, is it like some ancient mama shit on the SERP, or is it? Or is it some shit that's appropriate? Like, because
that's right.
I wouldn't name some fucking rum Michael B. Jordan. Jordan didn't name his tequila Michael Jordan, and I'm talking about the basketball Jordan. He named his tequila something that had to do with something with that culture and also that type of alcohol. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Captain Morgan's, right? Captain Morgan is with a fucking pirate on the bottle is a rum company in the Caribbean, so it has something to do with Caribbean.
Man, rum is Black and indigenous Indian. All right, let's just go ahead and say that. Like, rum came from sugarcane, and who was out there getting the sugarcane? It was Taino people and Black people, and then Taino people were like, nah, we out, we live here, we out, or they killed them off, and Black people had to go and get the sugarcane. Nah, rum is Black. Rum is look at me, America. Rum, your little rum, that's a Black drink. Rum is Black. All rum.
I think it's interesting. I want to know. I want to hear from some people in the audience that are of Caribbean descent about what you think about it, because I'm truly trying to understand the cultural appropriation associated with this rum being named Juve.
Hey, real quick, before we continue, YouTube demonetized us. You can't give super chats no more.
Yeah, they did.
Hey, Dwayne, you need to figure that one out. Yeah, what's going on? I mean, see, right when I brought it up, I wasn't even thinking about it. They demonetized. Hey, y'all ping YouTube, Trap Squad, Squirrel Gang. Y'all ping YouTube. They demonetized us. They ain't letting us get any money. I guess we just a little bit too blackity black.
We have no strikes. We have 0 strikes.
Yeah. That's see, guys, white supremacy live this morning. But even without super chats, because me and Mondale are not completely broke, you're not gonna stop us from doing this. So guess what? In today's news, Biden's bipartisan infrastructure deal is a handout to the private sector. And this is from Common Dreams. As I bring up the article, I'll read the first. Progressives alarmed by privatization and dub infrastructure deal a disaster in the making. Communities across the country have been ripped off by public-private schemes that enrich corporations and the Wall Street investors and leave the rest of us with the tab, like everything else. Rather than pushing for taxes targeting the rich individuals and corporations, a White House fact sheet on the bipartisan package outlines various other potential financing sources, from unused unemployment insurance relief funds to reinstating Superfund fees for chemicals. The proposal that has progressives alarm is relying on a public-private partnership, the scariest words, private activity bonds and direct pay bonds, and asset recycling for infrastructure investment. Asset recycling involves the sale or lease of public assets to the private sector so the government can put that money towards new investments. The policy was previously encouraged by the former U.S. President Donald Trump, despite lessons from the Australia about its pitfalls, right? So we already had an example where we're deciding that we need to make this money grab anyway. Mary Grant, the advocacy group's Public Water for All director, noted communities across the country have been ripped off by the public-private schemes and enriched corporations, as I just said that. Biden's bipartisan infrastructure deal seems like a play for corporations instead of the people. And how do we get here? How do we get here, Mondale?
I'm not impressed with fucking tax enforcement being a way to pay for infrastructure. It is absolutely disgusting that we are not thinking about ways to tax rich people who pay nothing in tax more. And it basically seems like we're just gonna go out to poor working class people and poor people to pay for these infrastructure bills that'll do nothing but make private companies a whole lot of fucking money. This idea of public-private partnership has long been a fucking myth in this country that does nothing but make us end up paying for it and rich corporations and Wall Street richer. I know that shit sounds generic as it pertains to Wall Street and blaming them for shit. This is exactly what happens if you look at any public partnership at the federal level that's massive. It always benefits Wall Street and private fucking corporations, large corporations. So if you're a small business owner, if you're a taxpayer, you should be infuriated that they're thinking about $100 billion coming from tax enforcement and another $100 billion going to public-private partnerships, because that means $100 billion for private corporations. It's a lot of fuck shit happening here. But what did we expect when Democrats are acting fucking weak and not doing shit with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema?
Man, listen, they're all capped once again. Once again, they are all capped. And this is what I mean by that. Y'all want your Medicare for all, right? You notice that there is more bipartisan hatred against Medicare for all than there is for a bill that gives Wall Street more money. And they got us arguing amongst ourselves whether Trey Crowder and whoever the hell else and Jimmy Dore progressives. We got to get our shit together. You guys want to end cancel student debt. Biden is more willing to make these companies money, basically, just to get an infrastructure deal that enriches the already rich companies, instead of signing a bill that literally just gets rid of our debt. It's like the American government likes the certain amount of pressure that they put on our back. All classes, black, white, whatever, all y'all gonna suffer from it. If you're not a billionaire, you're not in that party whatsoever. All classes suffer from this right here. They would much rather sign bills, bipartisan bills. Like, you don't hear a hold up, how we gonna pay for it when it comes down to the infrastructure. Now, I get it, that's what they're supposed to do, but these infrastructure bills, if you look at the earmarks in these infrastructure bills, these bills aren't for roads. Some roads will get paved, but these bills aren't for making sure that buildings in Miami don't crash and fall. These bills are literally to give incentives to big businesses to keep doing business with America. We become a completely service industry country. We're not producing a goddamn thing. We're paying a lot of taxes. And guess what? We're not reaping the benefits of any of it. Of any of it. I don't know how you feel about that, Mondale, but it's almost like there's a bipartisan way to create a servant class in this country. And they use race, even though race is fundamentally a problem. They use race to separate each other from ourselves. They use sexual genders, and they use sexual connotations. They use everything they can to separate us from each other so we can band together and target it. And they give different constituencies, money within all these earmarks to keep everybody just far enough away from each other where we can't agree that, you know what, Wall Street needs to be checked. This is toxic capitalism right here. This is the fundamentals of toxic capitalism right here. And you wonder why the billionaires make over $100 billion during the pandemic. Things like this right here, they write it into law.
They use code words. Listen, okay, let me just, this is what's supposedly in the bill: roads, bridges, major projects, safety, public transit, passenger and freight rail, EV infrastructure, electric buses and transit, reconnecting communities, airports, port and waterways, infrastructure, water infrastructure, broadband, environment, power infrastructure, Western water storage, and resilience. Now, here's how they pay for it. The first thing: reduce the IRS tax gap. That means going after you people more. Unemployment insurance program integrity, chasing poor people who are getting unemployment to ensure they should get it.
Come on, man.
Listen to this bullshit. Listen to it, I swear. Redirect unused unemployment insurance. Redirect it. Instead of giving that fucking money to people extending unemployment, they want to redirect it. Listen to this shit. I'm talking about taking money from working class and poor people to pay for this shit and not taxing the rich anymore. And then it goes on to some other bullshit, and it gets down to the idea of public-private partnerships with private activity bonds, direct pay bonds, and this is the code word: asset recycling. What the fuck is asset recycling?
It sounds like when you put your underwear into the washing machine.
Asset recycling. Ain't that some tricky shit? That is a tricky way to tell you. That's a tricky. Asset recycling mean that they're going to spend these fucking resources. I'll give you an example of asset recycling. You want it, Marcus?
Yeah, what's asset
Joe
recycling?
Biden punk ass went on the fucking TV last week and said, "Oh, states, feel free to use COVID money to hire more police. Use COVID money to hire more police." Motherfuckers still dying for COVID, especially black men. And we ain't even reached his fucking goal of who should be vaccinated or how many Americans need to be vaccinated. We've moved on already to sending COVID funds to pay for police officers. The fucking money in California, in San Francisco, in California, in San Francisco, I keep saying those two same things for a reason. In California, in San Francisco, is being used, COVID money, to pay for police academy. They're training friendlier cops. I swear to God, I'm not making this shit up.
You know,
Comes from a trusted fucking source. Listen to this now. Here's what they did. Here's Joe Biden, punk, all of these motherfuckers that went back into it. We gotta remember what's going on here. They're using this shit, what they're calling a rise in crime, right? A rise in crime to get people to end this. This is how they're gonna end or try to end defund the police, right? The movement to defund the police is under attack right now, and they're using this so-called rise in crime. But I don't know. Here's the thing. Nobody studied the so-called rise in crime. If they're talking about crime is more crime this year than last year, well, no shit. Everybody was in the fucking house. What type of crime is on the rise? Is it poverty? Is it poverty-related crime, which is most of it? Is it a rise in fucking white-collar crime? Are you going to start going after those motherfuckers more? No. Are you going after companies that were exploiting people, jacking prices up because of fucking COVID? Are you going after American Airline for fucking canceling 90 flights a day and saying they can't find workers when they're not calling motherfuckers back to work? No. You're going after poor people who are stealing shit from fucking Walgreens.
Yeah. Are you going after real estate companies that are jacking up prices on homes? Are you going after companies that actually produce lumber, that are making it almost virtually impossible to build a house right now? Like here's the funny part: even upper middle class white people, even upper middle class people, aren't really vested into like how the government screws them over. Also, that's the interesting part to me, right? Like, didn't everybody have an issue with this? Real quick. Could we do a quick 1 minute break?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do let's run it for a second.
Trap squad, 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 trap squad. Hey, clickbaity political. Yeah, thirst trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege. Take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let our voice be heard. Every single weeknight, unapologetic. Black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily, we still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad, throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, yeah I see you, yeah I see you. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.
Welcome back to Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. Thanks for dealing with our little break there. Listen, we do this every 2 days. And we try to bring you quality content every single time we do it. You can find us at different locations. You can find me at Marcus for America on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me at Marcus Farrell on most other social media platforms. You can also find my company, one of the few up and coming African American owned, Black owned cannabis companies at restorativeroots.net. We are revamping our website, so when it comes on really live and really dope, you'll see some purchase some articles like this nice little sweatshirt right here. Yeah, I hope you guys check it out. And also, I want to give a shout out to everybody who was concerned about me and my health for the last couple of months. I'm doing really good. Yesterday, I was supposed to have a surgery, and I wasn't gonna be on this week, but some ratchet stuff happened at the hospital, and they had to reschedule. So thank God they rescheduled because we want everything to work good. So I'll be here until I get my schedule and get my surgery, and then everything will be hunky dory. But to all the people watching, shout out to every single person that's watching this show right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. You could please do us a favor, since they try to demonetize us on YouTube. You can go over to Patreon, and we are doing, and yes, believe it or not, we've been saying this for a year, but we really are going to Patreon to do some really special stuff coming here this year. I think we're starting this Friday, I believe. But go over to Patreon, Clickbaity on Patreon, and donate to us. We need that. We want that. We need that. And the last thing I'll say before I pass it over to Mondale is, wasn't it a treat to see Ben Dixon on the show Friday? Love, hate, whatever. Like, it's good to put differences aside and make sure that we deliver the best, highest quality content that we could possibly have. Shout out to Benjamin Dixon, the whole team over there. Shout out to all the Black progressives. Shout out to all the progressives. Shout out to everybody who's trying to get free. We love y'all, Mondale.
Yo, Mondale Robinson on all social media platforms and Black Male Voter Project. Find us, follow us. Please, I don't know if Marcus said this. He definitely didn't say it enough. Find our podcast, subscribe, rate us. Please, 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 please.
Yes, yes.
Dwayne, I just sent you a picture. Friday the 9th is our first Ask Me Anything on Patreon. Friday, July 9th.
Wait a minute. Before we, because I see what's going on in the text. We got some politics to get into because we always do this, but we never like it's such a great thing to do this with. Man, black conservatives are losing their crap right now, and it's probably one of the most amazing things to watch in real time. Candace Owens, and what's the sister's name? From Baltimore.
Kim?
Yeah.
The one that ran
Kim.
for Congress?
No, not Kim. Not
The one that ran for Congress?
Yeah, Candace Owens. Yeah, and Kim. Yes, Kim. What's Kim's last name?
Yeah,
Kim Klacik have been having a sort of etherish Jay-Z Nas a la 2000 beef with each other, going after each other, snatching wigs, taking names on the conservative side of the house, and I've never seen anything like it. They are dragging each other to the point where it's like, she's a thief. Do we have any of those clips? We don't. All right.
Dwayne, the level of no that you just gave Marcus is the fucking level of no I would expect from a great producer like yourself. Motherfuck both of them. You hear me? Motherfuck.
Oh no, but I mean, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Yes, and as they say it, yes, and the passes that conservatives get from black conservatives who speak like that, the passes that they get, the talking points that they get, the what about Chicago's, the what about crime in black neighborhoods, the shit that they shouldn't be talking about, that comes from them two sisters, right? They're allowed that, like, they get passes because all they got to do is point to where they can say we're not racist because Candace Owens, right? They try to argue those points. So and it's starting to have fallout, folks. And I just wanted to point this out real quick. Can we post that? Could we post that picture?
You really want to see this? You really want to have this?
Yeah, I do. Because a source has confirmed the Georgia Blexit chapter will be dissolved. The chapter leader submitted her resignation after witnessing Candace smear against Kim. Report is the chapter leader believed Candace was about helping the black communities. The smear proved otherwise. And the only thing I have to say to the Blexit leader is, if you believe Candace Owens was trying to help the black community, then find me one positive statement that Candace Owens made about the black community. Just one. Hence, I do agree with Mondale with the yes and by saying, fuck both of them.
Well, I mean, and listen, to me, it was like Kim knows she went too far in her ad, like this Donald Trump support shit. So Candace Owens said some slick shit about Juneteenth, and Kim came at her, right? Like she took aim at Candace about it, and then that's where Candace fucking fell apart. Well, Kim was like, well, I ain't willing to go that goddamn far. You know what I'm saying? But you still went too far with the Donald Trump support shit, so you lost me on that. And I just ain't got time for it. I'll let them and Fox figure it out. It's as if they believe the Republican is a scarcity model over there. And it probably is, where they can only have room for one black woman. So maybe they're auditioning.
No, yeah, the pick me's, the Republican pick me. It's the Republican pick me's, and I don't care about saying problematic stuff about conservatives because they want to kill you. I have no problem. I have no problem with talking about conservatives in any type of way, because conservatives, and not all conservatives, but conservatives that are African Americans, they don't realize the danger that they do. That's all I got for them. Mondale, you wanted to bring something up, bro.
No, I want people to see the bipartisan group and the president that's responsible for this fucking deal that this infrastructure deal that we so-called have. And Dwayne, can people see that without my face and Marcus' face? Because I want them to understand that the center of this fucking picture is Kirsty. Like, I can't take this shit. The idea that this group of people created something that's going to benefit my community is so fucking unreal to me that it's unbelievable. We're centering Arizona and fucking West Virginia, and that don't sound real black to me. And that's not to discount the black people that live in those spaces. It's just to talk about what's at the center of our universe, and that don't seem like it. I'm so scared, so afraid of this fucking bipartisan deal that Joe Biden comes. I'm telling people, when you hear bipartisan, you hear status quo, you don't hear change, you don't hear the betterment of black and brown folk or marginalized people. So I'm already nervous about what the fuck is gonna happen and what they're gonna call a success. And Joe Biden saying, well, they told me I have their word, and if I have their word where I'm from, that's good enough. Well, where I'm from, when you get white elected officials' word, you don't get shit. You get red line, you get hospitals being closed in rural communities, you get highways going through black neighborhoods with no exits near our businesses, so our businesses have to shut down. This is what I'm worried about. This infrastructure bill is not going to benefit black people, and we can't even pretend that we think it will.
I mean, you can tell won't no black people around for this meeting because won't nobody to tell her that her red don't match.
Well, I mean, her politics don't match. So, I mean, her like her being quote unquote bisexual and then like hating everything that's intersectional is literally doesn't match either. But I mean, now I'll put the picture back up because we got to talk about that picture. I want to say I got something to say about that picture. Put that back up. Is it up? Okay, listen. Everything about that picture is ignoring African Americans. Every single thing about that picture. Joe Biden has the right to stand there because of black voters in Georgia. That building right there, I assume that's the White House. That's a building that black people built. That whole picture is a bunch of people who are bipartisan, but yet Democrats are leading the conversation. Y'all won't have that without black folks either. For them to ever, for the White House, and let me say something, this is how far off the conversation is because we've centered moderation and Republicans so much that we don't realize that the center has gone so far to the right that we can't really have this conversation. But let me tell you something. There is not a picture in the world, because imagery means everything. Like, guys, imagery means everything in American politics. Imagery is that if you run a campaign, if you've been on a campaign, you know your candidate can't stand next to certain things. You know so there's a very intentional thing about that picture. Like there's not a single picture that Joe Biden takes, Kyrsten Sinema takes, Joe Manchin takes. There's not a single picture that they will ever take that hasn't been sort of ran through by their consultants. And you mean to tell me that there's no black people in this picture at all? I think there's one, but they're in the back, right? Like you can't see them. What does that mean? That means that this infrastructure deal is not for us. That means they're having a conversation quietly with white America. White America, get y'all cousins and stop allowing the right to control politics that affect brown and black people. Our allies are, man, listen, our allies are our supposed allies, because I thought some people were our allies. I thought, like, believe it or not, there was a period of time where that same woman, Kyrsten Sinema, she was one of the most progressive human beings on the planet. She was a state representative in the same district that I ran for, and she won as a super progressive. And then her politics took the whole district to the right. This woman was a part of the Green Party at one point. I wanted to remind you of that. So she intentionally has made herself a moderate to get further along in politics. She actually says she's against ending the filibuster to keep the country from swinging too far right or too far left. That dumbass thought process is going to make this country an authoritative version of 1920s Germany. Fuck around and find out. So look at this picture. I just want y'all to keep looking at this picture for a second and just realize how extremely white it is, and also how normalized seeing white people on any stage doing powerful things is in America, and how it doesn't make sense about how they actually got there. That's all I got on this one.
Hey, look, I don't know why, what the big deal is. It's just a picture full of Republicans, It's just all Republicans picture. Of course it should be all white.
Hey, man.
Well done, sir.
Listen, sir, I see what you did there.
Tunde from the top rope. Boom.
I see what you did there.
Oh, Florida building collapse,
is,
man. Since we gonna talk about the infrastructure. First off, RIP to people from my home state who lost their lives. At least 11 people dead, and 150 people are unaccounted for after a residential building partially collapsed in Surfside, Florida, on Thursday. The cause of the collapse is still unknown. Actually, the cause of the collapse is already known, but they don't want to admit it yet because powerful people are going to get in trouble for this thing. There was a building in Miami, basically in South Florida, that collapsed, and I hope you guys have followed it. While families endure the fifth day of anguish, waiting to learn the fate of 150, this is from CNN, 150 loved ones, a sobering reality set in. We know time is of the essence. Maggie Castro of the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue said Monday. We are still in rescue mode, but as you can imagine, we are starting to understand that it's going to be less likely that we're going to be finding survivors. And it's a very sad situation. From what I understand from folks on the ground also, is that this building has been sinking for years, and warnings have gone out from people around the area and officials for years that something had to be done about this. But capitalism, yep, another exciting example of how dangerous toxic capitalism is. So I'm just sending out like my prayers to all the families that were lost, and also the loved ones that are dealing with the moment of anguish right now. Yeah. Right. So what's this on D? D1, Dwayne.
Yeah, it's just a wild story. If we want to end on a lighter note.
Okay.
About some dipping sauce.
Oh my.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I'll start it. Oh, all right. Let's get into it. In Iowa, watch out, Iowa. Y'all don't want to become the next Florida. An Iowa man was arrested Saturday after police said he threatened to blow up a McDonald's because the restaurant didn't include dipping sauce for his chicken McNuggets. And let me tell you something, if you go to McDonald's and they don't give you no sauce, you ever had a dry nugget and you made it home? Whoo, child. Sergeant Corey Schninden with the Acme Police Department said 42-year-old Robert Goldwitzer Jr. called a McDonald's restaurant in Acme around 5:20 p.m. Oh, he was just getting off work too. Saturday after discovering his order was incorrect. In the call, Goldwitzer allegedly threatened to blow up the restaurant and punch an employee. What you gonna do first? You gonna punch the employee? You gonna blow it up? According to a criminal complaint, the police called Goldwitzer at the phone number he used to make the threat. Police said he admitted over the phone and later in the interview at the police department that he made the threats.
No, fuck that. Did you hear what he said though? He was
What'd
like,
he
said, wouldn't anybody say that? What fucking world do people live in? Like, first of all, motherfucker, you're eating something that's probably 2 steps away from being plastic.
That's right.
And you gonna kill somebody over it? You're gonna blow up a whole building because you ain't have duck. Take your ass back to the restaurant. Put some ketchup on it. I don't give a fuck. This is crazy to me. My man said, wouldn't anybody have said that? Well, sir, no. No, fuck no. I'm not calling a business and telling them I'm gonna blow them up because they forgot my condiment. Nigga,
I don't know, man. I'm gonna tell you like this right here.
I can't even blow up a building for being black in America.
Right.
So
we can't even set off a firecracker. We can't even set off a firecracker without somebody calling the police. And he threatened the building. But here's my thing. I mean, I'm not gonna front. Like, let me keep it 1,000. Man, when you leave the club and you go to your favorite fast food restaurant and you order, and they mess around and mess something up out your order, you do become a little upset. Now, I don't eat fast food anymore. So, I suggest we kind of try to stick to healthy diets, but for our brothers and sisters who living in food deserts and across the nation, it's not necessarily an option for them that they can have. But on the same token, if you don't get your order right, don't go to jail for it. And also don't, if you're in drive-through, don't shoot at the people inside the restaurant. Don't jump into them. Don't fight the people behind you, and try to play it forward with people who, do it the right way. That's all I got.
Hey, look, I'm just saying. He went to McDonald's, so I can't really. That's unjustified. You can't say this going to McDonald's. But if we leave Chick-fil-A and the Chick-fil-A sauce isn't in the bag, I don't know.
Hey, listen. Hey, but you might be able to handle
Chick-fil-A is bad. Chick-fil-A is bad news, man. Fuck Chick-fil-A. Go to Popeyes and get that chicken sandwich. It's better.
Yeah, just clog it. I mean, if you plan on killing yourself anyway, just go to Popeyes and go ahead and just get you that red beans and rice and that chicken sandwich, and then voila. Hey, just don't go to the one. Don't go to the one on Boulevard and Ponce de Leon, because they will never give you a fork or a straw in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's all I gotta say.
Kenyatta said, listen, Kenyatta said it's a damn chicken nugget and not medical malpractice. Like, for real.
Right.
For real, motherfucker. Sit your ass down. Man, I mean, talk about, this is beyond first world problems, bro. This motherfucker is threatening to blow up a building, presumably with people inside of it, over some fucking souls.
Hey,
and then he called him on the phone and did it.
All week.
He called him on the phone and did it. He should be, this motherfucker, check him out. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, y'all know what the most hilarious part about all this is? It's like, he used his own cell phone, right? I think somebody else pointed that out. And then they were asking him, like, well, I mean, like, did you say this? He was like, yeah. It was just like, damn, you just no regrets.
Hey, easiest police investigation ever. Fuck 48 hours, we got it in 48 seconds.
Hello. This is Harry. This is Harry Thompson from 123 Main Street. I'm gonna blow up your shit if you don't get my damn sauce.
Well, buddy, that's a charge. Then they said he did it again when he got to the police station.
Hey, that's right. Like, I do it again. Wait, hey, make sure you give people they sauce for their nuggets. And with that being said, we got to get out of here, Mondale. You got anything?
Yeah. Stay black or white or brown or whatever you are out there in the world. Just do it in a way that's equitable. Stop being fucking hateful towards people that loves you or could love you if you were a fucking human or act like one. I'm out, man.
Thanks for watching another episode of Clickbaity Political Thirst Trap. We'll see you Thursday.
Oh, no, oh my God. Dan is in the building talking about some delicious Dan. Go away. You're not delicious, bro.
He is delicious. He's a stripper.
Clickbaity political, yeah. Thirst trap, trap squad, squirrel squad. Our mission is critical to speak the truth to the masses. We here for the fight. We ain't started, but we here to finish it. Sick and tired of seeing the privilege, take advantage of the weak and the innocent. So we let a voice be heard every single weeknight. Unapologetic, black people, despite this white supremacist system that we live through on a daily. We still throwing up those acorns cause we represent clickbaity. Yeah. Hey, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Clickbaity thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad. Hey, let me hear ya. Trap squad, trap squad. Throw those squirrels up if you with it. Trap squad, trap squad. Yeah, I see you, yeah, I see you. Trap squad, trap squad. Clickbaity thirst trap. Trap squad, trap squad, trap squad.